Have you ever wondered if you should eat more raw food? Many people believe that raw is always better. They think cooking destroys all the good things in our food. On the other side, some people say cooking is essential for digestion and safety. This debate can be very confusing. It makes choosing how to prepare our meals feel like a big decision. The truth is, both raw and cooked foods have a place in a healthy diet. It's not about one being good and the other being bad. Instead, it's about understanding what happens to our food when we apply heat. So what exactly are we talking about when we say nutrients? Nutrients are the tiny building blocks our bodies need to function. They give us energy, help us grow, and keep our immune system strong. We can split them into two main groups. First, we have macronutrients, which are the big ones: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. We need these in large amounts. Then we have micronutrients like vitamins and minerals. Our bodies need these in smaller amounts, but they are just as important for our health and well-being. Cooking can change both types of nutrients in different ways. Understanding how cooking affects these nutrients is the key to getting the most from our food. Heat is a powerful force. It can break down cell walls in plants, making some nutrients easier for our bodies to absorb. But it can also destroy other, more delicate nutrients. For example, some vitamins are sensitive to heat and can be lost during the cooking process. The way you cook, how long you cook for, and at what temperature all play a significant role. It's a fascinating balance between what is lost and what is gained. The goal isn't to pick a side in the raw versus cooked battle. The real aim is to become a smarter cook. When we know which foods benefit from a little heat and which are best left in their natural state, we empower ourselves. We can make small, simple changes to our cooking habits that have a big impact on our health. This knowledge helps us move beyond simple rules and instead make informed choices for our own bodies. It's about creating a diet that is both delicious and packed with the goodness we need to thrive. One of the biggest concerns about cooking is nutrient loss, and this is a valid point. Some vitamins are particularly vulnerable when they meet heat and water. These are called water-soluble vitamins. The most famous ones are vitamin C and the family of B vitamins, including folate, which is B9, and thiamine, which is B1. Because they dissolve in water, these vitamins can easily leach out of vegetables when you boil them. If you boil your broccoli and then throw away the water, you are also throwing away many of these precious nutrients. The longer you boil them, the more vitamins escape into the water. Let's look at a real-world example. Broccoli is packed with vitamin C, which is brilliant for our immune system. But studies show that boiling it can reduce its vitamin C content by over 50%. The same happens with spinach and its folate levels. Folate is crucial for cell growth and is especially important during pregnancy. When we boil these greens, a large portion of this vital B vitamin ends up in the cooking water. This doesn't mean you should never boil vegetables, but it's important to be aware of what's happening in the pot so you can make better choices. So, how can we stop these nutrients from escaping? There are simple tricks you can use. Firstly, cook vegetables for a shorter amount of time. A bright green, slightly crisp bean has kept more of its goodness than a dull, soft one. Secondly, use less water. Steaming is a fantastic alternative to boiling. It cooks the food with hot steam so the vegetables don't sit in water, which means fewer nutrients can leach out. If you do boil vegetables, think about reusing the cooking water. You can use that nutrient-rich liquid as a base for soups, stews, or gravies. It's not just vitamins that are at risk. Some minerals can also be lost in a similar way. Minerals like potassium and calcium can also leach out into cooking water, although usually to a lesser extent than water-soluble vitamins. The key takeaway here is not to fear cooking. It is simply to understand that certain methods can lead to a loss of specific nutrients. By being mindful of how we cook, we can easily hold on to more of the good stuff. Simple swaps, like steaming instead of boiling, can make a huge difference to the nutritional value of your meal. While it's true that cooking can destroy some nutrients, it can also do something quite amazing. It can make other nutrients more available to our bodies. Heat can break down the tough cell walls of plants, releasing nutrients that would otherwise be difficult for us to access and absorb. This is especially true for a group of vitamins called fat-soluble vitamins, which include vitamins A, D, E, and K. These vitamins need fat to be absorbed properly, and cooking can often help kickstart this process by making them more accessible to our digestive system. A perfect example of this is lycopene. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant that gives tomatoes their beautiful red color. It has been linked to a lower risk of certain cancers and heart disease. In raw tomatoes, the lycopene is trapped inside thick cell walls. When you cook tomatoes, the heat breaks down these walls, releasing the lycopene and making it much easier for your body to absorb. This is why cooked tomato products like passata or tomato paste can provide more usable lycopene than raw tomatoes. The same is true for carotenoids and carrots, which our bodies convert to vitamin A. Cooking can also help reduce something called anti-nutrients. These are natural compounds found in many plant foods like legumes, grains, and certain vegetables. Anti-nutrients, such as lectins and phytates, can interfere with our ability to absorb important minerals like iron, zinc, and calcium. They essentially bind to these minerals in our gut, preventing them from being taken up by the body. Soaking and cooking foods like beans and lentils drastically reduces their anti-nutrient content, unlocking the valuable minerals inside and making the food much easier to digest. This process of enhancement isn't limited to just a few vegetables. Cooking can increase the availability of phenolic compounds and other antioxidants in foods like asparagus, mushrooms, and bell peppers. These compounds help protect our cells from damage. So while a raw salad is wonderful, a plate of roasted mixed vegetables offers a different but equally valuable set of nutritional benefits. It shows that cooking is not simply about making food tastier or safer. It is a transformative process that can genuinely boost its nutritional power. So, what is the best way to cook our food to get the most benefit? The best cooking methods are those that use less water and shorter cooking times. Steaming is a fantastic option for vegetables because it preserves most of the delicate water-soluble vitamins. Sautéing or stir-frying with a little healthy oil is another great choice. It's quick, uses minimal liquid, and the presence of fat can help you absorb those fat-soluble vitamins we talked about. Even microwaving, when used with very little water, can be a surprisingly effective way to cook vegetables while retaining nutrients like vitamin C. Beyond the cooking method itself, there are other simple habits that can boost how well your body absorbs nutrients. One of my favorite tips is to pair your foods smartly. When you eat foods rich in fat-soluble vitamins, like the beta-carotene in carrots or spinach, add a source of healthy fat. Drizzling some extra virgin olive oil on your salad, or adding avocado to your meal helps your body absorb these vitamins more effectively. Similarly, pairing iron-rich plant foods like lentils with a source of vitamin C, such as a squeeze of lemon juice, can dramatically increase iron absorption. It's also helpful to think about what you drink with your meals. Compounds called tannins, found in tea and coffee, can interfere with the absorption of iron from plant-based foods. If you are relying on plants for your iron, it might be a good idea to enjoy your cup of tea or coffee at least an hour before or after your meal. These small adjustments don't require a lot of effort, but can make a significant difference in how much goodness your body actually gets from the food you eat. It's about working with your body, not against it. Ultimately, the path to optimal health is not about choosing between raw or cooked food. It's about embracing both. A healthy diet is a varied diet. Enjoy crisp raw salads to get a full dose of vitamin C and other heat-sensitive enzymes, but also enjoy warm, comforting cooked meals that unlock other nutrients, reduce anti-nutrients, and are easier to digest. By understanding these simple principles, you can turn your kitchen into a place of health. Smart, mindful cooking is one of the most powerful tools we have to feel better and live more.